Hello, Ellie, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm just checking the screen to see if Laura is online, and then we can begin. But she probably needed to fill her wine glass, and yeah, but we have excellent attendance, and we'll get everybody to introduce themselves in a little while. And wow, even JC is online. Wow. And Joe Pintarix. Never heard of Joe, but I'm looking forward to meet Joe. So, you know, in the meantime, not to delay the program, I'm sure that Laura will be joining us very soon. Maybe putting some more makeup on or something. I would like to, first of all, welcome you all. I am currently in Osoyoos, British Columbia. Happy in 4 more days to get out of the rain and go to sunny Mexico, Manzanillo. And my name is Ellie, and I am a Rotarian for 20 years exactly this month, with 20%, with 100% perfect attendance, and I'm also a pastor's governor and a charter president of this club. So my classification is marketing and promotion retired. And I would like to invite everybody, all our members, to introduce themselves. And then Betty, nice to see Betty online. And then I will introduce our Assistant Governor Marilyn, and Marilyn will introduce District Governor Laura. So we're going from the top of the list, which is Bruce. Bruce, would you please introduce yourself?
Hi everyone and welcome. My name is Bruce Kleberger. I'm in Surrey, BC.
Jim?
Let me see if I can get this on. Hi, I'm Jim Ferguson, past president of the Rotary Club of Canada 1, and I am at Skeleton Lake, Alberta, which is about 2 hours northeast of Edmonton. So welcome everybody. I see we have some guests. Betty Skrepnik is here.
Here we go.
Joe Pintarix. Nosberto Lu is here. So welcome guests as well. Thanks.
And everybody to introduce themselves. So next would be Lawrence, please. Well, Lawrence, would you introduce yourself?
Hi, can you see me? Oh, that's my
No,
screen.
you can see your screen.
Sorry. Too many buttons. I'm here. I'm actually in Halifax, Nova Scotia this week, but I'm usually in Calgary, so I'm coming to you in the late evening in Halifax.
Welcome, Lawrence. Rotary District 5370. I believe that is,
I think it might be Frank.
Frank.
but Frank took control and we need to have Lawrence, soon we need to have Laura take the control. Go ahead, Frank. President Frank, would you introduce yourself, please?
Hello, I'm just recovering from some dental surgery from yesterday, so I'm not always as fresh as you, Ellie, but I'm in Red Deer, Alberta. I'm this year's president 2016-17 of the E-Rotary Club of Canada 1, ONE, not number 1, as I've been criticized for in the past. I've been president of 2 other clubs and have various designations within clubs. And I just became a major donor in relation to the Paul Harris and Foundation. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank. Betty Skrepnek, past district governor. It's so nice to see you here.
Greetings from Sherwood Park, Alberta. Frank, congratulations. That's just great that you reached major donor status. I'm past district governor, 1314, and presently my role is as the Regional Rotary Foundation Coordinator for Zone 24 West, celebrating the centennial of the foundation this year, 100 years. Good to be here.
Thank you for joining us, Betty.
My pleasure.
David, would you introduce yourself, please?
I will indeed, Ellie. I'm David Ware. I'm located in Cochrane, just west of Calgary. Are you getting a lot of feedback? I'm the, lots of other noise coming in there. I'm the treasurer and the membership chair. Thank you very much.
Gord.
My name's Gord Lewis. I've been a Rotarian since 2007. Almost a charter member of this club. I missed it by about a month. Ellie was late getting a hold of me. That's what it was. Anyway, I'm in Edmonton right now and very jealous that Ellie's leaving for my wonderful Manzanillo. But enjoy being with this club, and that's it for tonight.
Thank you, Gord. JC. So nice to have you here. Wow.
Hey, how you doing?
I finally won again.
Yeah, we got lucky again today. Very lucky. Juan Carlos Reyes, London, Ontario, charter member. Excited to be here with you guys.
Thank you. Nice to see you here. Jean-Michel, would you introduce yourself, please? You may want to turn on your sound. Unmute yourself, please.
Sorry, that one was off. Okay, I'm in Calgary. I'm a charter member of the club and in training for the Rotary Foundation chair.
Thank you for joining us, Jean-Michel. Now, I'm very curious who Joe Pintarix is and where he's from. I don't think I've ever met or heard of Joe, but we would love you to introduce yourself, please. Joe, would you unmute yourself and turn on your camera? In the meantime, we can go to John Kay, and then when Joe is ready, we'll introduce Joe, or let Joe introduce himself. John.
Hi, I'm John Kay, and I'm located in Blaine, Washington, which is right up against the Canadian border south of Vancouver. I'm secretary of the club, which means I do all the work to keep the wheels running in this place.
Thank you, John. Laura, you're welcome to turn on your video, but you will be introduced a little bit formally later. Laura Mori is our district governor, and we're going to have her introduced by our assistant governor pretty soon. I know there's certain protocol about introducing guests and people, but it's so much easier to go down the list, so I apologize for that. I think protocol has gone out of the window anyway lately. So, Lynn, would you please introduce yourself?
Lynn Ternowski. I'm in Stratford, Ontario. Just a moment. There, I'm in Stratford, Ontario, and just turned off my air conditioner as it's hot here. Been in Rotary 15 years, and I'm president-elect.
Welcome. Marilyn. Marilyn is also going to be introduced a little bit more formally as soon as we've got all the introductions done. But Marilyn is our assistant governor, and Marilyn, you are in?
I'm in Edmonton. Actually, in the background is my own club, the Rotary Club of Edmonton White Avenue, just having their meeting today.
Oh, wonderful. So we may get to see Ken later on too.
Yes, I'm going to bring Kevin in for the meeting.
Nice. Kevin, sorry. Yes. Nosberto, so nice to see you here. Welcome.
So nice to be with you again. Hello, how are you? I'm Nosberto Lowe, and I'm from Guatemala. I've been in Rotary like 29 years, 100% of assistance. I've been president of my club, secretary, treasurer, whatever you can imagine. And a couple of times I had the chance of being governor assistant for my district, which is the 5280 district. So I'm glad to be here again. Thank you. Oh, actually, I'm living in Ottawa right now.
Nosberto is a regular visitor, a regular guest from our club because he travels a lot. And he won one of our guest attendants with the Paul Harris Fellow a few months ago. So you see, there's a benefit to that. Oh, look at that. Peter is back on. Oh, so my job will be a little bit easier. Peter, would you introduce yourself, please? He's not, yeah, he's coming. But we don't hear you. Would you unmute yourself, please?
I am back from the power failure. My name is Peter Denoy. I am a veterinarian with my classification as veterinary medicine. I am a member of the E-Club, Rotary E-Club Canada 1, and I am currently the Sergeant at Arms and spend most of my time in the Dominican Republic, from where I am calling in today.
Thank you, Peter. Now we have one of our newest members who is not new to Rotary. Sharon, please, would you introduce yourself?
Good afternoon or good evening, depending where you're at. My name is Sharon Blaker. I've been in Rotary since 2005, past president of the Rotary Club of Chilliwack, one of the larger clubs in District 5050, about 175 members. So it was quite a challenging year for me, and I'm delightful to be a new member in the Rotary E-Club Canada 1.
Welcome, Sharon. Vicky. Vicky is also a very active member of our club. Vicky, would you introduce yourself, please?
Good evening. It's 6:15. I'm here live in Guatemala, so I'm calling from Guatemala. And I'm a fairly new Rotary member, joined last year in August 2015, and I'm really happy to be a member of this club. And I participate in the program committee.
Thank you, Vicky. And last but not least, unless Joe will, I think no, Joe is still there, and I think we're going to get him to introduce himself after we introduce another one of our newest members from Alberta, Vince Daly. Vince, introduce yourself, please.
Yeah, good evening. Calling from Leduc, Alberta, and as you mentioned, no stranger to Rotary, but about a month in here with the E-Club.
Welcome, Vince. Joe, are you ready to introduce yourself, please?
Yes, hello everyone. I finally found the microphone controls.
We also find the control that has your video.
I don't have a camera on my computer, so I don't think that
Okay, go ahead. We're anxious to hear where you're from.
I'll have to invest in one. So I'm from Yellowknife. I have been a member of all 3 clubs in Yellowknife.
Yellowknife.
So, yes, way up north in Northwest Territories. And my time doesn't allow me to be able to attend meetings, so I'm hoping to join the E-Club. Hopefully I'll be able to attend more of the meetings that way.
We have difficulty hearing you, Joe.
Oh dear.
That's better.
You can hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit better. All I heard was that you were from Yellowknife, which is great.
I
We may even met.
Okay.
Okay. So let's
here I
get
am.
on with our program then. And I would like to ask Peter, I'm so glad he's back online, to introduce Assistant Governor Marilyn, please.
Thank you, Ali. It's my pleasure to introduce Assistant Governor Marilyn Mucha, and she is the Assistant Governor for our club. And there are several clubs in the district that she takes care of. And Marilyn has been a Rotarian since 1998, and starting with the Mayfield Club. She was president there in 2002, 2003, had several positions. She has a lot of Rotary experience and experiences, and they have been the highlights in her life. One of them in particular being part of the National Immunization Day in India in 2011 for the Polio Plus campaign. And also she was a team leader in 2010 for the group study exchange to Brazil. She's currently a member of the Rotary Club of Edmonton White Avenue that she assisted in chartering in 2010. Obviously, she is not scared to go to unknown territories and take on challenges. A real Rotarian. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Marilyn Mucha.
Thank you.
There she is.
Thank you very much. Sorry, my own club was trying to get my attention for something. Thank you very much for that introduction, Peter. I now have the pleasure, since my role as Assistant Governor is to introduce our District Governor. And without hesitation, I'm very pleased to have this opportunity to let the E-Club know about our District Governor, Laura. He is a second-generation Rotarian, having joined the Rotary Club of Westlock in 2002 with the classification of financial consultant. She has had perfect attendance since joining, and in 2006-2007 she was the club president. She's a multiple Paul Harris Fellow and a benefactor. She's found her niche in Rotary through youth services, and she's served as District 5370 RILA, which is the Youth Leadership Awards chair from 2009 to 2014. And District 5370 Youth Services Chair from 2011 to 2015. She's also served on the Rotary International RILA Council in 2011. Laura has really made an impact in our district. Without a doubt, we would not be as strong as we are in the youth services area. That includes RILA, Interact, and Rotaract without her leadership. And that's something I think that we all can really be very proud of, since we have more Rotaract and Interact clubs than Terra clubs in our district. And so she was recognized for this important growth at the 2012 Rotary Zone 24 32 conference in Vancouver. So as I mentioned, she believes that by building collaborative spaces that we recognize the amazing contributions youth can make, and that way we will ensure Rotary's future, and without a doubt that is the case. And Laura is also a proud mom,
have two wonderful sons, Benjamin and Matthew, and as you can guess, she lives in Westlock, and that's where she is today.
Thank you, Marilyn. I really, really appreciate that. Now I'm going to try and do this screen sharing. Can everyone see? Has my screen showed up?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Oh, I can't.
Who can?
Okay.
I can't either.
I can't see it.
Laura, could you also turn on your camera, please?
Okay. Let me just, for some reason it doesn't want to do both.
Yeah, it's coming. Excellent.
There you go.
There we go. Well, let me just say, first of all, how delighted I am to be your district governor and serve such an exciting initiative as the E-Club. We're extremely proud of the fact that we have one, and we're going to make sure that we raise your profile, because this absolutely embodies what the RI president, John Germ, is looking for in this Rotary year. You can tell by the screen that the theme this year, of course, is Rotary Serving Humanity. And the fact that you have such a diverse membership and devoted membership from around the world speaks volumes. We have such a unique organization, and we serve our communities and we serve abroad. And I'm sure that this is actually what has led to our longevity. We rise by lifting others, but we rise by lifting the fortunes of others, the people that have been left behind. Philanthropy has changed quite a bit in the last number of decades, and we have actually seen corporations do more of this in the world, but in reality they are creating markets, and there are people that just don't fit into this corporate mold and aren't going to be markets for corporations. And this is where Rotary and the generosity of spirit and heart that our members have to serve humanity. And this is my favorite philosophy of the 20th century, Dr. Seuss. And really, this speaks volumes. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. We are at really an inflection point, I think, in humanity. And we've come off of a couple of decades where we have, oops, I'm not sure. We have been fairly egocentric, but the world has changed a lot, and we are raising young people to be global citizens, and they are very concerned and they are very worried about what the future brings in an awful lot of areas, whether it's economic, jobs, the environment, and Rotary's ideals and values mesh so well for them, and our unique strengths for networking and connecting and using our vocational organizational base really resonate with them. And while the rest of the world is struggling to cope with some of these challenges, these young people recognize that Rotary is really the partner of choice to effect change and lift people from some of the circumstances that they find themselves in. And I believe that, you know, we are all Rotary superheroes, mainly a very humble and modest bunch, and we need to do a little bit better job of blowing our own horn, so to speak. The real priorities in Rotary, and I know everyone's heard these before, but like I said, we're at an inflection point, and they are membership, supporting our foundation, but the key to all of this is our communication and our ability to tell the Rotary story. We have a lot of members with generous hearts and, always are reaching into their wallet to help. But what we really need to do is convey what we do to the community around us so that they can see that what we are doing actually is working. There was a report out not too long ago, and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation shared it, where they could demonstrate that in the last 10 and 20 years that we have made headway with poverty and the number of people that have access to clean water. You know, of course, that infectious disease and disease eradication, we've made tremendous headway. We really are at the head of the pack when it comes to demonstrating what a small, relatively small group of people can do when we are all able to share and are excited by a vision, and we all take action to make these initiatives come to pass. And this is the power of Rotary, that going alone, we may be able to go fast, but going together, we can go far. We can really make the distance, do the whole job. And the networking and the connections and the Rotary Club to Rotary Club connection, the ability to use the abundant skills and talents of the various vocations that we represent and bring those talents to bear to solve problems. Really, you can't find this in any other organization.
Laura, speaking of connections, I'm sorry to interrupt you, my sincere apologies, but the group does not see your slides. Do you know how to turn them on, or is there any challenges on your end?
Let me see. Can you see me?
Yeah, it's starting to come up. So if you want to click on each slide, we should be able to see it.
Yeah, thank you, Marilyn.
Does that work?
Yep.
Great, thank you.
You mean you're missing my artwork?
Yes. Now we have it.
I'm going to make sure you all get this uniform.
Perfect.
I'm here in a clinic in Accra, in Ghana, amongst the genius doctors, nurses, and health workers who are so transforming the lives of the people in this region with very simple medications and applications, from vaccines to bed nets. Wherever I go in doing my work, the Rotarians have been there before me, it is a very humbling thing to discover just exactly what putting service before yourself adds up to when you see it in practice on the field. When polio is finally eradicated, and you know it will be soon, you stand surely in the first chapter of that book. I admire the Rotary Club's interventions so much. They're well thought out and enacted. And so I thought nowhere better than right on the field to send you my very best and really offer thanks and gratitude to what you're all doing. From Bono in Accra, thanks again.
So Rotary International is recognized all over the world, and we do such very good work. We engage in the work that others wouldn't think of doing, ones that wouldn't believe that there is any net gain in engaging in these activities. We are an organization of people with big hearts and a lot of skills and a lot of talent, and we are able to innovate. And during my training and the zones and the different seminars I was privileged to attend in the last number of years, that was the mantra, that we needed to innovate, innovate, innovate. And as a result, the Council of Legislation that met this past spring presented a slate of amendments that really were designed to break down barriers to membership. Now, an e-club is a tremendously innovative tool, and you've already broken down so many barriers that I think this is something that we really need to focus on and pay more attention to what was accomplished here. And by now, because it's several years in, you may not feel like you are appreciated for what you have managed to accomplish, but there are so many people that are wanting to connect, and I think that there's a lot of people that listen to the news and wonder, how can I help? What can I do? And they need to know that e-clubs are there and that there is a way to make a difference. Now this quote comes from Paul Harris, and the more I am visiting, the more I am immersed in Rotary, I just realize how genius the master plan was and the brilliant minds that used, like Peter's quote on the bottom of his emails, the evolution. Now, it's just been about almost 30 years that we let women join Rotary. And the next paradigm shift is part of what the Council did this past April, where they allowed Rotaractors to hold simultaneous membership in Rotary, where we are further paving the path to Rotary membership with young people. Now the world is changing at such a rate, it's practically dizzying. And the kids that are going to school now, they're learning things for jobs that don't even exist yet, to solve challenges that we're going to have in the future that the solutions of yesterday aren't going to be able to begin to touch. And I'm so proud to be a Rotarian, and at this point in District 5370, part of the revolution. as Marilyn indicated before, we have more youth engaged in clubs than we have actual Rotary clubs. And this passion and this energy and this commitment and this concern that they have for the world, they are truly global citizens and they have found Rotary, which is truly a global organization. And it couldn't be a better match. Now, in the 6 years that it's been since Rotary added youth services or new generations as the 5th avenue of service, we have seen how we can engage and retain this energy of these kids and this loyalty, and they should not be underestimated by any means. Last March, the kids that had gone through one of our leadership programs pitched their school leadership to do a fundraiser for Shelterbox. They filled a gymnasium full of stationary bikes, and over a 24-hour period they pedaled their way to raising $476,000 for Shelterbox, the single largest donation ever in Shelterbox's history around the world, and that happened in our district. And you know, this is not driving the pickup truck around and throwing empties in the back to raise funds. This is outside of the box thinking. This is passion, it's concern, it's engagement, it's taking action. And why would we turn away youth with those qualities? It's almost the same revolutionary act as when we allowed women in Rotary, and all those extra helping hands and generous hearts and skilled people to bring about change. So sometimes all you need to do is look at things from a different perspective, and I believe that the Council of Legislation this past April gave us permission to look at things from a different perspective. Not that you know, asking permission, but to finding what works for your club to retain and engage and excite your members, and a democracy of ideas, and not putting up barriers to making things happen. So we need to get rid of this phrase, and we need to retire it for good. As we all know, of whatever vintage we are, you know, change comes whether we like it or not. But digging our heels in and holding on to the old ways while the world is moving at an ever-fasting pace does not serve us. It does not serve the causes that we're passionate about, and it definitely doesn't serve Rotary. In North America, as many Rotarians as we've brought in the last 5 years, the same number have left. And we need to address retention as well as finding new members, new people with skills and passion to bring into our organization. Now, I grew up in the 60s when Fred Flintstone and the Loyal Order of Water Buffalo were an iconic image because service clubs were everywhere. But as you know, not all of them adapted and survived, and we need to be proud of Rotary and its ability to adapt and change and adopt new ideas and be creative and innovate So what I did notice was that the young people wanted to share this positive and empowering experience where, you know, they felt that they had a voice and they could make an impact and they could effect change. And they asked others, their friends, people that they wanted to spend time with or have meaningful discussions with or just share in what it does to your heart when you're helping people that can't maybe help themselves. And our clubs with the youth have flourished. And I'm thinking that there's a lot of people out there that if you just closed your eyes, you could think that would love to share this experience that we call Rotary, this family and community that we call Rotary, and are just waiting to be asked. Now, in the Terra clubs, it's a little easier to identify these people because when you're really committed to your community and you're taking part in actions in your community, sometimes you see the same people over and over. But maybe they aren't business managers or owners, and we don't think to ask them if they want to join. And with the new flexibility that the council has brought in, it should be easier than ever. You know, the innovative way that you guys meet, it tears down monetary barriers. It tears down the barriers of, you know, where are we going to find a venue? And I think that a lot of these ideas just need to be shared. The problem with Rotary is that we're all busy people, and there's a lot of silos of information that are built, not on purpose, inadvertently, but we need to make a point of sharing. So here is a picture of one of the groups just this past year. So this is a Rotary Youth Leadership Experience, or RYLE, that takes place in May. And these kids go through an experiential weekend, and when they leave, they realize that they do have a voice and that they matter, and that there are things that they can do immediately with the tools that they have to engage others and move on to leadership projects. A lot of them go back to their schools and they start interact clubs. Maybe some of them decide that they're going to go on youth exchange, because we try to cross-promote the programs that we have so that we can get these leadership kids interested in youth exchange, and we get the youth exchange to join the interact clubs where they're located, and we create an expectation that they will stick with us. And so when the youth exchange go back to where they come from, they stick with Rotary. And when these kids that go out come back to their communities, they know that they have a home in Rotary. Now this is our Rotary Youth Enrichment Program. These are the kids that need a little boost of self-esteem, and as you can tell in this picture, we were quite successful after a 5-day weekend. And of all the programs that we do, I have to say that this is the one that is the most life-changing. That a lot of these kids are segregated or marginalized in their school. They haven't found a place where they fit in. But when they leave Rotary Youth Enrichment Program, they have a new cohort of support. And these kids also feel empowered because of a newfound voice, and very proud of the courage that these kids show, and I'm very proud of the clubs in our district that make a point of seeking out these kids and making sure that they have this life-changing experience. This past April, when President Robbie and Dean roars, and you can see Betty and Tim and Ingrid and Julia, and about 200 kids took part in the End Polio Walk and the first annual Youth Summit. First annual being the key words there that the White Avenue Club put on most successfully. We're going to do it again this year, and we're going to use it as a means to recognize the incredible accomplishments of these young people and their commitment to their community, and to mostly, I would say that their projects and concerns have to do with other youth. They're building schools, they're partnering, and White Avenue has done some amazing things here. They're working to work with youth and do a global grant. So we can all work together, and we can all share our abilities and do some amazing things. Now, the foundation, our foundation, this happened just about a month ago. We received the highest possible score from Charity Navigator. Now, charities are evaluated for a lot of metrics and measures, and we're right up there. We're in the top 3 foundations in the world. So you can always be sure that when you decide to support our own economic engine, that the monies are used most appropriately, that the ratings for sustainability and stewardship and accountability and the reporting is the finest. And it's very, very important that we do all these things so that the benefactors, the people that donate and believe in Rotary International, have no qualms whatsoever about supporting our economic engine. And it is a big year, a huge year, 100 years of doing good in the world. And there's going to be a great big party in Atlanta to celebrate all that we've accomplished in 100 years. It is, it's been evolutionary. I've been posting trivia on our district Facebook page because in 1935, I believe it was, a donation of $500 started what became Easter seals. And that, I didn't know that before, but it just makes me even more proud of our organization, our ability to manage funds, the cutting edge that we've been on for this 100 years in doing good in the world. And we really well and truly stand on the shoulders of people that came before us with vision, generous hearts, and people who were committed to our community, but also had compassion and empathy for those on the other side of the world who, you know, weren't as lucky as we were to have been born where we are. And 31 years of steadfastly moving towards ending polio. Now, you know, that is quite a journey. You can think of all the millions of people that had a hand in making this journey the success it has been. And we are so close, 99.9% of the way. We have half the number of cases of polio year to date in Pakistan and Afghanistan than we had a year ago at this time. And I know that we had a little setback where Nigeria, which had been polio-free for almost 2 years, has been added back to the list of endemic countries because of 2 cases this past summer. But the reaction and the action has been swift. And this outbreak, or these 2 cases, happened in the area of Chad region in Nigeria, where Boko Haram has settled. And this is the same group that kidnapped 200 schoolgirls 900 and some odd days ago, and actually most recently last week released 21. It's very hard, it's very dangerous, but we have some of the most committed people in the world working on making sure that we stop this as soon as we can. As Rotarians, we do such tremendous work, and we all have different motivations for taking part in what it is that we're doing. And I want to, before I end, say that it's not possible for me to give back to Rotary what it is that I feel that I've been the beneficiary of. And that watching these young people grow and become committed to service above self has been the most soul-filling experience I've ever had. And it is my pleasure and my privilege to serve this year as your district governor, and I want to say that you all inspire me. So this is your homework. I know already that you are doing all these things, and I'm excited to help you with some of the things we discussed at the board meeting, and I will do my very best. I hope nobody hesitates to ask for my help, because that's what I'm here for. I'm here to serve you. And I want to thank you for your time and your attention, and for your great devotion to Rotary and all the people out there that need you. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. For the President Frank to officially thank you, we have 2 other things that we'd like to do first. And the first one is a little surprise guest that we have. And after this guest, we will open up the mic for questions to Laura. And then we'll have Frank give a word of thanks. So Marilyn, are you ready?
Ready. I'm very pleased to have the surprise guest.
Kevin!
We have Kevin. Kevin Koo is here. He is your exchange student, the E-Club's first exchange student. He's here from Taiwan. He actually likes snow. That's a good thing. He's going to school at Austin O'Brien High School. He's learning Canadian studies and things about outdoor ed, and I'm not going to take any thunder away. I'll let him say hello to all of you, and thank you very, very much for your financial support to enable him to have his exchange experience that might have otherwise not happened because of the wildfire tragedy in Fort McMurray, which is where he was originally destined. So Kevin, say hello.
Hello everyone, I'm Kevin. I'm from Taiwan. Nice to meet you all. And maybe you can see something on my blog. Oh, yes.
Yes, he has a blog. I forwarded it to you. I believe Frank has it. Hopefully it can go on your website. So he's updating it with pictures.
And if you have some question you want to ask me, you can just ask me. And very nice to meet you all. And thank you for sponsoring me. And I think my Canadian life will be very good.
Very nice. We're looking forward to see your blog, Kevin.
Thank you.
You're going to get a lot of chance to like snow. A few months.
Yes, I think I will like it much.
Yes, he hasn't made a snowman yet, but he did make a snowball.
Wan Ying.
Hello.
Thank you, Kevin.
You're welcome.
We look forward to hear more from you at our next fellowship assembly, actually in November. And I don't remember the exact date, but it will be the third Tuesday of the month.
It's November 15th. November 15th.
15th. Kevin will do his presentation, so let everybody know, and if we have as good an attendance as we have today, I think President Frank will be very happy. I would like to open up the floor for a few questions to Laura, please. District Governor Laura. And is there anybody in particular that would like to ask a question from Laura? Please turn on your camera if you like to speak. Let me know that we will give you the first turn. Laura, it looks like you did such a fantastic job that you shared everything with us that we need to know, and nobody has any questions.
Well, my email is Laura, L-A-U-R-A .Morie, M-O-R-I-E, @gmail.com. Feel free to, if you think of something later, send me. I'm happy. They gave me lots of training. You can try and stump me. It's all good.
I don't want to try to stump you, but if I may, Ellie, I'd like to ask District Governor Laura how our district is organizing to celebrate the centennial of the Rotary Foundation. I know how we're celebrating in Atlanta, and I'm very excited about that. Just wondering how we're going to recognize the foundation in our district as a party.
Well, we're going to be doing that at my district conference, April 6th to 8th, and we want to have as many people there as possible. We are going to be talking about a lot of the accomplishments of the various clubs through the years, and especially in the ways that we are collaborating, which is what RI President John Germ is, oh thank you, looking for this year, because that is our strength, is working together and networking, and it's very exciting what the E-Club is doing, because it really means it's a worldwide collaboration, and so proud that you guys plowed that ground and pioneered this for us.
Thanks, Laura.
Thank you for those flowers. That's lovely.
Since we can't present them to you in person, Frank, are you ready? We would like you to say a word of thanks to District Governor Laura, please.
Laura, I've seen you in Dawson Creek. I've listened to your presentation earlier with our board. I'm very impressed. You have a lot of passion for Rotary. One thing I'd like to point out to our group is, and I'll call it, you can't always do the things the same way you used to. And I'm hoping our club will look to the future and with your conviction and try to embrace the community more than we have already, and we're fully involved. And I appreciate you spending time because I know you're very busy. I think you've gone to at least half of your club commitments so far, and I know you're on the road. So you have safe travels. And as the president of the Rotary Club of Canada 1, thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Frank. We're very proud of you and your club. And I have the very distinct pleasure of making a special announcement and an award. And just so that I make sure I do it justice, I hope you don't mind, I'm going to read this. For those of you who don't know, today the trustees of the Rotary Foundation and I have the honor to express appreciation to Frank Yakimchuk, who has made a substantial contribution toward the goal of international understanding and peace. In doing so, he has supported and honored the humanitarian education programs of the Rotary Foundation that make such a difference in the lives of others. It gives me great pleasure to announce that Francis Yakimchuk has made this contribution to the programs of the Rotary Foundation that qualify him as a major donor. So Frank, if we were in person, you would come forward and accept our congratulations and appreciations. But you know, as a major donor, you are among a dedicated group of humanitarians who have committed themselves to helping others less fortunate. And this special group who are changing lives of children and young people and adults through a legacy of hope. And if nothing else, that is the greatest gift that Rotary gives people is hope. It's a priceless commodity. In appreciation for this investment in the future of humanity, the trustees wish to express their gratitude by presenting you your crystal and your diamond pin. The crystal will be engraved with your name and depicts doves bearing olive branches, the universal symbols of peace. And as a presenter, I want to encourage you to tell us why you did this.
I'm quite moved by what you've said, your kind words. I grew up raised by a single parent, my mother, and I consider myself to be a common man, but I am sensitive to the needs of others, and this is an easy way through the foundation and through the Paul Harris Fellows to help out those in need. So that's where it all comes from. It's a way I was brought up and good, strong family values. So I appreciate your presentation, and I'm moved to tears. So I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Laura.
Well, thank you. You are the kind of Rotarian that lets us keep doing that good work and giving hope to others. So congratulations and thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much, Laura. We will now move on to the final part of our evening, and that is, I missed this particular slide here. You can see it all. I should have been paying attention here. But that is the major donor, and Frank is getting his crystal and his pin, I believe.
Yes.
Thank you, Frank. Congratulations. Now, we're going on to the most important, not at all, the fun part. The fun part, the Rotary quiz time, and your presenter for the quiz will be Gord Lewis, and Gord is just preparing here. He's going to be presenting there in a moment. There he is.
Good evening, everyone. And by the way, I did wear the shirt on purpose tonight that we got. And there's a theme to that. I have done this before, so it's all new to me how to get this up and running, but I hope it'll work. But I've got the quiz, and tonight the quiz, as you can see, is going to be on the topic of World Polio Day, which is coming up on October 24th. And this is just a little precursor to that. And we're going to do the quiz a little differently than we did before because I couldn't look down the list of how many people are here. And it's kind of an unbalanced number, but I thought the best way to do it is we'll have the guys against the girls. So, and team one will be the guys, and the lead on that will be Jim Ferguson. And Jim, I don't want you to answer because I think you've seen all the answers. So you'll be the last to answer on that team. And Ellie, I think you may...
Way to go. Jim is on our team. Right on.
And Ellie will lead up the ladies. And they are a little bit outnumbered, but they're gentlemen. They've all got past district governors and everybody in there. So I think that we're outgunned. But we do have the numbers. But anyway, we'll start out here with team one, the gentlemen. What I'm going to do is click ahead here. Here's the rules. The first question will be asked to group one. The first answer heard from the group will only be considered. So make sure you know the answer. Don't just shout out a guess. If the answer is correct, they receive 1 point. If the answer is not correct, then group two, the ladies, can try to answer that question and receive 1 point if they get it correct. Group two would then be asked the next question and the process will repeat. So we'll give it a try. So everybody, could everybody hear me and know what's going on and see the screen? Yep. Okay. Yep. So the first question is for the guys. What famous scientist's birthday is celebrated in honor of Rotary's World Polio Day?
Stock, Dr. Stock.
Salk. Wrong. Can we get the ladies? You've got a chance.
Pasteur.
Dr. Jonas Salk. You were close.
We're not even close.
I think Frank had that one.
I got that one. I said so.
I think Frank had that. That's the
You think it was? I didn't hear Salk. I thought I heard something else. But okay, if everybody says he got it, I'll give it to the guys.
Yes, he got it.
Give it to
Oh, yeah.
no.
He has this Ukrainian accent. Oh, it's Salk. It's good.
Yeah, one of the guys.
October 28, 1914. So Rotary's picked. I think they picked the closest Monday to the 28th. I don't know, and celebrate it that way. I think that's how they arrived at the 24th. So question two, this one goes to the ladies. In what year was Rotary's Polio Plus project started?
1985.
Correct.
85.
Ladies get a point.
31 years ago was a good clue.
If you're listening to District Governor's doc, you'll get a couple of the answers in here tonight. So, question three goes back to the guys. Pakistan and Afghanistan are still considered
Nigeria.
Countries.
Nigeria.
That just rejoined it. Well, the guys got that one too. Very good.
Radio Frank.
Come on, Gord.
Question four, approximately how many children have been vaccinated by Rotary and its partners since Polio Plus was started in 1985?
2.5 billion.
You got it.
Wow.
Excellent.
Probably a little over 2.5 billion now, but we're working on that. Okay. back to the gentleman. For every $100 Canadians give to Polio Plus, how many dollars end up in the fund due to
5
matching
times
programs?
that much. 5 times that much.
Frank, quit answering.
He's on our team.
The rest of the team is sleeping, I think. Okay, question. Answer 5. Your donation will be matched 2-to-1 by the Canadian government and 2-to-1 by the Gates Foundation. And also, you'll receive a tax receipt for donations over $30, so it's a double win. Ladies, what is the approximate cost to immunize one child?
Oh, 65 or 69 cents or something. Close. Less than 70 cents.
It's about 60 cents US, so Canadian about $4, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe 69 cents is about correct. Okay.
No, that's not correct.
Okay, so another point.
Okay.
Challenge that one.
Question 7. How many dollars has the Canadian government committed to help eliminate polio from the world between 2013 and 2018?
Boy.
I'm guessing 100 million.
Well, it's not close enough. So, ladies, you got any idea?
I know what they committed this last year, but I don't know for the 5 years.
Okay, well,
5 million over 5 years?
no.
19 million
Yes,
just
there's $250 million. This was actually committed by the Progressive Conservative government, but was redone by the Liberals just recently. So they stuck to the commitment. This includes both matching money for donations from Rotarians and others, and special grants like the $19.9 million recently given to Nigeria to vaccinate over 13.5 million children and train another 150,000 vaccinators. So
Excellent.
That's.
I think Gord's going to be our new addition to the Polio Plus team at the district committee.
Question 8. Rotary and Rotary's promotion to its financial partners like Bill and Melinda Gates and other NGOs and governments around the world have raised how many dollars to eliminate polio since 1985? Ladies?
Is that for the ladies?
1.4 billion.
This is everything. The Rotary as itself, plus what they've gone out and promoted to governments and the Gates Foundation and other NGOs to give to polio.
14 billion.
Well, that's about double, but I gave it away, guys. You should be able to get it now.
7 billion.
Exactly. $7.2 billion has been raised due to Rotary's promotion and direct causes. So the next question is for everybody. What have or will you do this year to help in the fight to eliminate polio from the world and celebrate World Polio Day? Everybody should have a look at that and do something. If there isn't an event organized by your club, then you should do something yourself. Go to My Rotary and donate, do whatever. But again, you can go online and join the talk, which is going to be on October 24th with RI President Yarm, hosted by the Center for Disease Control in Atlanta. Just get online on endpolio.org at 1800 or 6 o'clock in the evening, Eastern Daylight Time.
And Betty actually sent out a toolkit for every club so that they could register their event or activities or initiative on one site. So that's fabulous.
So,
if anybody's in Edmonton on November 8th, the White Avenue Club is having a pool for polio at the billiard club on White Avenue.
Great.
8.
So that's it for the quiz. I think it ended up as a tie, so we'll leave it at that.
Great job, Gord. Well done.
Gord.
Well done, Gord.
Well done.
Very good.
Oh, you know, since we're talking about polio and we've been talking about foundation a lot, we have one final item on our agenda, and that is our draw. Laura and Marilyn, I'm not sure if you're aware, but anybody, any guests who attend our meeting and make a small donation to our club when they're doing the makeup, their name will go into a draw, and every quarter we will draw a name amongst those guests, and that person will receive $100 in Paul Harris, $100 in Paul Harris points. So we are having Lawrence and President Frank do the official draw. Please go ahead, Frank and Lawrence.
Well, I will make a donation of $100 to your club if you send me an email address to send it to.
Perfect. Thank you, Laura.
Thank you very much.
I will do that, Ellie.
Okay, the draw. Are you gentlemen ready?
And music.
Can everybody see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. So what we have here is a means of compiling all the entries into one basket or a draw box, and then we draw a random number, and the winner is determined by the random number. So we've set it for all the entries between July, August, and September. We click the button, and it goes and gets all the emails of all the people submitted entries during that time period. And there's 112.
So Lawrence, I just go to generate and hit that.
No, I hit the generate button.
Yeah, 112.
So we got to put 112 in here.
Okay, so go ahead.
There's 112 entries, and it'll randomly pick a number between 1 and 112. So we hit the generate button, and we get a number of 78. And if we look up,
that's so cool.
If we look up 78, we'll see that it's Joseph Caperon. And then we can set up his email, an email to him, plus for the benefit of John to send an email to those people who did not win. It compiles a list of all the emails for everybody who was a non-winner, and we'll see how many different people are non-winners.
I don't really see my name there.
So there's 78 people that are non-winners. Now we can just...
I see no Spirito.
Pardon me?
Yeah, I see myself there. I didn't win this time.
Not this time.
Not this time.
Yeah, you're there.
Keep trying.
You didn't win, but you had a lot of entries.
Yeah, I'd love to join you.
Thank you.
So there we have it.
I'm starting to think along the lines of Donald Trump. I think this election was rigged.
You think it was rigged? What makes you think it was rigged?
Yeah. Same things that Donald Trump thinks is rigged. So I got the same lot.
Oh, come on, Gord.
Okay, so we'll get a note.
Very open and very public. Thanks, Lawrence.
We'll get a note sent to Joseph, and we'll get a note sent to everybody of the non-winners.
Do we know where he's from? Cogeco.ca?
Peterborough, Ontario.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. Yay, Ontario.
Yeah, they're winning all the lotteries. That's the problem.
We're doing well. We even won the Blue Jays tonight with the Blue Jays.
Finally.
Well, that is the most unique thing I've seen in a while. Rotary guest attendance draw counter. Wow.
Thank the Lawrence. That's fantastic.
Yeah, who knew? That's great. Well, I just want to say thank you again. I apologize that the beginning didn't show on the screen. My technological learning curve has been totally vertical. And but I'll come back and visit you again and do better. I'm looking forward to seeing people this weekend and having some really good conversation that can lead to some raised public awareness. Congratulations, Frank, and thank you from the bottom of my heart for your steadfast support of Rotary, and congratulations to the E-Club, and it's mind-boggling how you managed to connect everyone. So thank you. Hope to see you all again soon. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Laura, it's District Governor Laura. It's my pleasure to close the meeting. The purpose of Rotary meetings is that we learn something new every time. I think you learned more than one new thing today. And I'd like to thank you again for your excellent presentation. My apologies for missing some of it, but then power failures happen everywhere in the world. I'd like to thank everybody else. Marilyn, I noticed she left, but for her participation. I'd like to thank and congratulate Frank on the tremendous job that he's doing, not only as president, but also in his actions as a Rotarian and his giving. Thank you, Gord, for the quiz. As a veterinarian, I was waiting for the question about the animal polioencephalomyelitis issues that we have. Then I could at least have beaten Frank in an answer. But thanks so much for everybody's participation. I am delighted to see that we had at one time 21 people here, and I hope to be able to continue that in the monthly fellowship assemblies that we have. I thank you all for coming. I thank you all for participating, and I wish you all a very nice rest of the day. Thank you.
Good night, all.
Good night, all. Thanks again, Laura.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, Roberto.
Good night, good night, good night.
Vicky.
Good night.
Good night, Lynn.
I might never be able to leave the meeting.
You might know. I'm going to end it right now. We'll see you later.
Bye.